革新的なアイディアで市場を開拓し、短期間で急成長を目指すスタートアップ企業がハワイにも増えてきました。しかし、人や物、資金などのリソース不足によって成長が阻害されているスタートアップ企業も少なくありません。そんなスタートアップ企業の成長を加速させるために支援や投資を行う組織、アクセラレーターの存在が注目されています。
Can you a little bit talk about what is Blue Startup?
Yeah, Blue Startups is a venture accelerator here in Honolulu, Hawaii. So we invest in and mentor startups, mostly in the technology space. So we do that in batches. We call it a cohort of companies, usually 8 to 10 companies at a time. And normally, again, we're here on site in Hawaii for the 12 weeks. Right now, because of COVID, we are conducting the whole program online.
Why Blue Startup is started in Hawaii? Because usually venture capital is often the time it's from Silicon Bay area or big city. Why the founder or you decided to start this in Hawaii?
The company was started by myself and Hank Rogers and Maya Rogers. Hank and Maya Rogers are the owners of the Tetris company. So the Tetris company, being the video game company that you've heard of and been aware of since the 1980s, is actually headquartered here in Hawaii. And the owners felt like, well, if we can headquarter our technology business here, many other people could do the same, especially in Hawaii, because for Tetris in particular, their two biggest markets are Japan and the US. So being halfway between the two made a lot of sense from a business perspective as well, where they could talk to both Japan and the US in the same business day and be able to travel back and forth between the two pretty easily. So that was another reason we started Blue Startups here, is with this idea of Hawaii being the place where East meets West for business, hopefully, not just for tourism.
ブルースタートアップでは、そんな東西をつなぐイベント、イーストミーツウエストを毎年行っています。このイベントはスタートアップ企業が投資家などに対して自社の技術やサービスをプレゼンする機会であると同時に、企業内部のアイディアを外部と有機的に結合させ、新しい価値を創造することを目的としています。ハワイの音声ガイドアプリをプロデュースした釈迦ガイドもブルースタートアップの支援を受けて急成長した企業の一つです。
Can you explain a little bit about what Shaka Guide does?
Yes, I'd love to. So Shaka Guide basically allows people to travel at their own pace by having a location-based driving audio tour app that talks to people, gives them stories, directions, where to go and what to do and see. So when they're on their vacation, they can have like a tour guide with them in the car. That is our app.
このサークルアイランドドライブツアーは、録音された音声と GPS による音声ガイドアプリで、自分の車に専用のガイドが同乗している感覚です。ビーチ、アクティビティ、グルメ、キッズなどのカテゴリー別に見どころや情報がリストアップされていて、スポットに近づくと自動的に音声が再生されます。
And we are here, this is our third time in Maui, and our third time on the road to Hana, but our first time ever using the Shaka Guide. And we have seen things that we never knew existed. We drove right by it before. The rainbow eucalyptus, a couple waterfalls with swimming holes. It's been amazing. We really have, and we've enjoyed the humor. You know, it's fun how it comes back in, and we get out of the car, come back, and back up. Here comes the music, and we're getting these little tidbits, bits of information. It's really, really fun.
We used your Shaka Guide app, and it was awesome. There was one spot, it was a little bit of a challenging hike, and we were all by ourselves, and it was the best suggestion ever. We would have never seen it without your app. So
Cool.
that was great. And on the way back, a lot of the history that you guys taught us, but it made the ride back when you kind of wanted to be back, it made it go by. It was awesome. So highly recommend the app. And then we just did the Haleakala one today coming up. And again, just great history and really informative, really enjoyed it.
So Blue Startups came at a time in our business where we had reached a little bit of success, and we started to see some positive feedback and some revenue. But we were lacking maybe clarity in how to expand and grow our business. So we looked into Blue Startups at that time, and we went from like a 2-person business, like a very small team. After the Blue Startup Accelerator, we grew to 7 people. Soon after, we were able to raise money and to start that expansion process. The mentorship, the advice from experienced entrepreneurs was very crucial. So overall, like I would say the Blue Startups really helped us to have more clarity in what it means to expand, what it means to really grow your business in a way that is healthy and also long-term. So yeah, overall, like Blue Startups kind of just helped change our perspective, and that really helped us to accelerate our business.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I like to say that in Hawaii, we're more apt to solve real problems, whether they be business problems or planetary problems or societal problems. I think not to disparage the Bay Area, but a lot of those companies are solving problems for the Bay Area, right? They are solving problems for what I would consider the 1%. Right. So, hot cookie delivery, service, that sort of thing. Like, does the world really need that? I don't know. So I hope that, Hawaii is more apt to solving real problems. That's what we hope to see. We've seen a lot in interest, back and forth with Japanese venture capital and startups. I think a really, an interesting kind of sector there again would be the travel space, as we do see a lot of startups in Japan that are focused on that. And Hawaii represents a great opportunity for market entry for a lot of those products. Similarly, in renewable energy, Japan also is very focused there, and so are we. So I think we're a great first market in the US for a Japanese company that wants to explore the US market with their product in these specific sectors. I think it makes sense.
スタートアップ企業を支え、アジアと北アメリカの架け橋として活躍するハワイのアクセラレーターは、日本の起業家にとっても大きな存在となりつつあるようです。